Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Mr. Ricky Harvey. Staff includes Darren McCon, Greg Starkey, Michael Loomis, and Alice Mashew. The band is being led on the field by Senior Field Commander Amy Harper. Now let's get on up and cheer for your Colts Marching Band as they perform the fight song, Charge On. Now let's keep it going as the band performs the Hay Song.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we are going to take a moment of silence for Jerry Diss. Jerry passed away earlier this year. Jerry was a proud supporter of Meadowbrook Athletic Department and raised the flag at every home game for 2 decades. Let's have a moment of silence, please. Raising the flag in his honor tonight are Richard Diss, Brian Diss, Kenny Diss, Stephanie Diss, and Greg Stillion. Thank you.
Now please rise and remove your hats for the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. The flag raising ceremony, as Jeff said, is in honor tonight of Richard Diss, Brian Diss, Kenny Diss, Stephanie Diss, and Greg Stillion, along with Barnesville VFW Post 3760 and Auxiliary. gentlemen, we ask you to please remain standing for the playing of the Meadowbrook alma mater.
Good evening and welcome to beautiful Barnesville, Ohio, and the campus of Meadowbrook High School, to Eugene Capers Field for tonight's rivalry showdown of week 2 of the high school football season. It's the Barnesville Shamrocks and your Meadowbrook Colts. For Caleb Graham producing the broadcast tonight, I'm merely Tom Strasser, and once again my partner in crime. He needs no introduction, but we're going to give him one anyway, because if you're going to bring a big game across the KGP airwaves, you better bring a big mouth with you, and I have delivered. The one and only D-Train, Darren McCullough, and Train, Barnesville coming off a big win, impressive road victory in week 1, looking to build on that. Meadowbrook coming off a tough loss in week 1.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my hearing back after your higher, more booming voice than normal here in week 2. But obviously Barnesville feeling good after week 1 victory. They started a day early, won on Thursday over Buckeye Local, while the Colts fell on the short end of the stick last Friday night, 35-7 against Maysville. And really a learning experience for a lot of kids. A lot of young guys took the field for the first time on a Friday night for Meadowbrook, and it was a learning experience for everybody. And I'm sure both teams are looking to build off of week 1, the success and failures, learn from the mistakes, and continue to build on the success.
And Train, this game always means a lot because both squads are playing for the Bill Dowler Memorial Trophy, but tonight it's even more special.
Yeah, since this is the last time that they're going to face, at least in the near future, and obviously Bill Dowler meant a lot to both the Meadowbrook football program and the Barnesville program, and unfortunately the past 2 years these two squads haven't been able to hook up with COVID ruining that, but the last time they met was 2019 with Barnesville winning 42-27, so there's definitely excitement on both sides. Both teams want to bring home a victory, and it means a lot to both these teams. And I was thinking earlier this year, back in probably say 15 years ago, the Barnesville, they had the awesome play against the local team's schedule, because I remember they used to play week 1 was John Glenn, week 2 was their Bill Dowler Trophy, week 3 they played Buckeye Trail, and week 4 they played Shenandoah. So they had played a lot of the local rivalries around here, which I thought was really a cool schedule to start the year.
Well, Barnesville, their home opener next week, next Friday night, is against the aforementioned Buckeye Trail Warriors. So, Train, we talked about the Bill Dowler Memorial Trophy. Coach Steve Norman on our preview show, previewing the upcoming season last week, he said after tonight's game, each team will receive a Bill Dowler Memorial Trophy and have the years that they won it engraved in it. So That's awful special for both teams. And right before we came on the air, you heard Jeff Riggins, the extraordinary PA announcer here, as Meadowbrook had a moment of silence for Jerry Diss. Jerry Diss was a proud Meadowbrook supporter who passed away earlier this year, and he was the man who raised the flag here for the home games for well over 2 decades. And Train, I had a chance to speak to one of the family members before I came up, and he told us that when Jerry Diss was serving in the war in Vietnam, he would send letters home, and they were going through looking at a stack of the letters that he had sent, and one he sent, and he's asking about the family and stuff, and then at the end he put P.S. How's the Meadowbrook basketball team doing? Are they winning any games? And I just thought, that is a true supporter. Mm-hmm. You're over fighting a war, and you're still supporting Meadowbrook athletics, in this case the basketball team. So I just thought that was a very neat story. And the Diss family, a lot of them were here to raise the flag in Jerry's honor. So, a salute to the Jerry Diss family and for all he did to support the Meadowbrook and Barnesville community.
Yeah, that's definitely a cool story. And no matter where you are and where you go in life, there's always a special place in your heart for your alma mater, whether it's where you graduated from high school or where you graduated from college. There's always that hoping that team succeeds and that community is doing good and everything.
And Train, it is a picture-perfect night for football, and I'm going to let you know the clouds are clear blue skies. If we get any inkling of rain tonight and any rain starts falling on Eugene Capers Field, if you see me go screaming and running out of here after last week's 3-hour delay due to the weather, you'll just have to pick up my slack.
Yeah, it'll have to be a one-man show. I know right about 4 o'clock there was a nice little rain shower that came down, and then when I was actually walking in about 6:15, we had some, even though the sun was out, there were some sprinkles, and I knew it wasn't going to last, so hopefully the near 3 hours that this game will possibly take, hopefully we don't have any of those rain showers, or though I guess the 60 minutes on the clock time, I should say. I mean, just kind of guessing about, actually 60 minutes would be NFL. Let's go 48
there
for the high school. We'll get it right eventually. Hey, this is my first game of the year, so you got to – okay, I'm still in preseason form here, so obviously these 48 minutes, hopefully we stay dry and we see some good football as Barnesville is kicking off.
Yeah, and thanks for joining us here on KGP TV. This ball will be fielded, I believe, by Cam Morrison, 15-20. He'll get knocked down just short of the 30-yard line.
It looked like Logan Taylor on the tackle for Barnesville, 16-yard gain on the return from Morrison. So
we'll look at the Meadowbrook offense. Left tackle should be Chucky Dyer. Left guard will be Casey Clendenning or Austin Still. Bailey Kuhn, the center. Right guard, Zayden Yeagle or Talon Cannon. And the right tackle will be Mitchell George. Your quarterback, Justice Huey. Running back, Sam Bopp. And the receivers, Nick Norman, Evan Dyer, Landon Kuhn, and Cam Morrison. Pistol formation. And after this play, if we get a chance, we'll give you the Shamrocks defense. Here's a handoff to Morrison, and he'll be hit right at the line of scrimmage, and he will be dropped. That's Marshall Mead, the defensive end, in on the tackle.
And we got to mention the other name that was in there on the tackle, too, Sal Alvarez. I know Big Sal, we've been waiting to mention that name. We've asked how to say that name all night, so we got the confirmation from the Barnesville coaching staff.
Morrison in motion. Here's a handoff to Bopp. And Bopp will he may lose a half a yard to a yard.
So we had Starr, Carpenter, and Taylor all on the tackle. We had a trio of guys wrapping him up there. So 2 plays, stopped at the line of scrimmage, then a 1-yard loss for the Colts.
Yeah, and Meadowbrook, they played a lot of the first half behind the sticks against Maysville last week. Here's a long throw over the middle, and here's a flag. The pass was intended
for Blankenship, and they're going to have a pass interference call on the Rocks there as Barnesville's won the line of scrimmage those first 2 plays, but they're on 3rd down. Meadowbrook did a good job pass blocking for Huey, gave him time to fire one down the field, didn't complete the pass, but they're going to draw the yellow flag and get a 1st down out of this, so it should be Meadowbrook ball at the 44 now after the 15-yard penalty.
And Train, I believe the flag was thrown on Camden Carpenter, and that was about 35 yards downfield. The thing is that he's an outside linebacker, so he showed some pretty good skills for a linebacker to get down that far. Now, here's a question now. If it's a 15-yard penalty, they needed 11. It should be a 1st down, but the officials are talking about it.
I don't know if they're going to rule this an uncatchable ball. I know that's ruled in the NFL, but they're going to call. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think there's no ruling as far as uncatchable balls in high school.
But it's nice that they got together. I think someone may have seen something from a different angle, and like you said, maybe they didn't think it was a playable ball. But nonetheless, that'll move the ball to about the 44-yard line of Meadowbrook, and they will have it 1st down and 10. Justice Huey, the sophomore quarterback, his 2nd career stop, hands it off to Bop around the right end, and he'll get tripped up for a couple of yards.
He ran out wide, just couldn't quite cut it up the field there. I think looks like Starr was in on the tackle possibly there. It was on the other end of the field. We couldn't really see exactly that great.
And Casey Carpenter, I believe, as well.
So that's going to be a gain of 2 for Bop.
So 2nd down and 8.
Here comes a reverse.
Yeah, reverse pass. And well defended by the Rocks defense.
Morrison with a little bit too much juice on that pass to Norman.
And that was Brady McIntyre on the coverage. And give the Rocks a little trickery for Meadowbrook. Rocks defense sound on the other end.
Yep, didn't fall for it.
So now brings up 3rd down and 8.
Meadowbrook converted the last time on 3rd and long. Let's see what they do here. Got trips left.
So dropping back.
Fakes the screen.
Bop, his pass is knocked down.
Good job by Tayson Starr. Dropped back in the zone there. Read that slant. The good news is that he just deflected it for an incomplete pass. It could have been a lot worse for the Colts.
And boy, opening drive, you can see this Shamrock defense, boy, they converge on the football so well. They've
got some strong players, and that's Barnesville. They always have strong physical kids that are tough up front, and they just grind you, and that's pretty much been the Barnesville mentality for as long as I can remember.
And it should be Costello and Detling back for the Rocks. Cam Morrison will kick it, and he gets it off, and he gets knocked down, but no flag. Fielded at the 15. Up the sideline, 30, 40. And that will be Detling.
Yep, Luke Detling. So he caught it about the 15, I think. And it's going to be Rock's ball at the 42. So the 15 to the 42. That's great math by me, 27-yard return.
Good job. And Train, I think Morrison, he got knocked down on the punt, but it looked like he may have been
pushed into him.
Yeah, the defender coming in was shoved in the back and knocked into Morrison.
Yeah, I kind of saw that as well, but with so much action going on, it's kind of hard to see whether he got shoved into him or what exactly happened. Looks like Barnesville's in I formation here.
Yeah, C.J. Hannis will give it to his tailback, and that's Starr, and he's gone. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Shamrocks. And what an electrifying 58-yard touchdown run by Tayson Starr. Wow.
Yeah, he just hit the hole and he went to the house. There was nothing about that. A nice partying of the Red Sea there. Good job by the Rocks offensive line.
And Train, give the left side of the offensive line. They opened up a massive hole.
Quentin Lazier and Hammer and Hank Johnson, you got to give them a lot of credit there. That runoff tackle.
Marshall Mead to attempt the extra point. and it's up, and it is good. So 9:54 left here in the opening quarter in Barnesville. One play, 58-yard touchdown run by Tayson Starr. And before we head to break, Train, you want to give a shout-out to our sponsors.
Okay, we got thank you to our sponsors, Graham Excavating, Westfall Services, Main Screen Printing, GB Roofing, Teal Dove Consulting Firm. And if you would like to sponsor Meadowbrook football games, please reach out to Caleb on his new Facebook. We've had some issues. If you watched the pregame show earlier, you learned with some, we'll just say, technical difficulties there. But Caleb does have a new Facebook account established for the live streams. It's KGP Sports on Facebook. So if you want to sponsor our live streams here, feel free to reach out to there. Caleb will get a hold of you, and we'll get all the information down and get you on the next live stream.
And Train down south, we like to call it shenanigans.
Okay,
but
shenanigans works too.
But nonetheless, yes. So KGP Sports has risen up, and thanks for joining us here on YouTube as this ball is going to be kicked out of bounds.
So that's going to give Meadowbrook a good field position here.
Now, Meade has been kicking off, Train, but so far it's been Evan. Is that Evan Lau?
Evan Lowe.
Lau?
L-O-U-G-H.
We'll get that corrected here.
I would say Lowe if it rhymes with dough. So Lowe we'll go with is how I would pronounce it. Sorry if we pronounce it wrong. Barnesville fans are fans to the east.
Hey,
it probably won't be the first name I've ever missed. I know it's not the first name I've mispronounced, and it won't be the last, I'm sure.
Train, I'll tell you, knowing the Barnesville community like I do, you go your opening drive, one play, 58 yards for a touchdown. They'll be pretty forgiving.
They probably didn't hear us. They're still screaming and celebrating.
So here's a handoff to Bob. He bounces inside, and he will be swallowed up by the interior
so let's give
line of the rocks.
Quentin Lazier was right in there, 54. Luke Taylor was in there. I mean, geez, take your pick. A lot of guys are in that backfield making the play.
And when Lazier gets his hands on you,
yeah, you're not going anywhere. He is definitely a big physical specimen.
6 foot 305, and boy, does he move well. Here's a quick pass to the outside. That's Norman. He gets over to 40, down at the 41-yard line.
So Brady McIntyre on a tackle. Good pass there out to the flats to Norman. Good. We got a 7-yard gain there on the play.
Yeah, so it'll be third down, and we'll call it 4. And here's we got 8:50 approaching left here in the first quarter. This is a big play for Meadowbrook. And up the middle, Bob is going to get the first down.
Yeah, good hard run by Sam Bopp. Anybody who's listened to us over the years, they know I'm a big fan of Sam Bopp. I mean, let's see what he's listed as this year. Well, I think he was 5'5", 130 last year. He's 5'6", 140 this year. So the biggest, smallest man on the field for the Colts picks up the first down, and Luke Taylor was on the tackle for the Rocks.
So first down and 10 for Meadowbrook, trailing here in early going, 7-0. Here's that little pop pass over the middle. Here's another first down.
To Braylon Lowry, good RPO play there for the Colts. Everybody was expecting the handoff to Bop, and he, like you said, he kind of did a little Tim Tebow jump pass there and picks up another Colts first down. So back-to-back plays.
Meadowbrook ran that against Maysville in the first half and hit Norman with that. They come right back. And Lowry, the freshman, unable to hang on to that, as then he absorbed a pretty big hit afterwards.
I think it was Luke Detling there that set up. Sorry I hit you. I thought you were going to catch it there. And that was a quick play there by the Colts as well, too. I was finishing writing some stuff, and all of a sudden I see I thought it was a replay.
Yeah, and I love the call because it was open there again. But now 2nd and 10 from the 44. Coming around the left side. Bob breaking a tackle and being dropped at the 39 is Bob.
We kept those legs moving. Salvador Alvarez, Big Sal on the tackle. Good hard run, though, by Bob for a 5-yard gain for the Colts.
But with that run inside the ball, just inside the 40, 3rd and about 5, Train, you think 4 down territory?
Oh, it's definitely 4 down territory right now. I think as soon as you cross the 50, if you're Meadowbrook, you got to be thinking 4 down territory.
Meadowbrook with 3 receivers to the right. Mason Blankenship, the senior lone receiver,
okay,
to the left.
Morrison in motion. I thought they left Morrison out there. You might see a little bubble screen or something.
Here's Bop up the gap, and he is going to be stopped with the initial hit was Sal Alvarez.
And I'd say Starr was in on the play, too.
Yes.
So, man, talk about a kid playing both ways and making plays. Starr was wrapped him up and finished off the tackle on Bob. So we got 4th and 4 here, it looks like.
Can we do our first play on words? I guess you could say Tayson has been one, right?
Definitely has been
so far a star. 4th down. Wait, it's third. I thought it was 4th.
And that might be what the officials are talking
Yeah.
about. Yep.
Yeah, it's 4th down because the incomplete pass, a little pop pass, was 1st down.
Hey, the chain gang, they're just trying to give the Colts a little bit of home cooking favor here. It's okay. Years ago, I remember Colorado got 5 downs in a game once.
And I'll take it as a compliment. They must be tuned into our broadcast down there because they recognized it as soon as we did. So thank you, referee crew. So 4th down and 4. Morrison in motion. Huey looking. Has to pump fake.
We got a flag. He's going to get taken down. Sack's going to be by 52. Marshall Mead. So we're going to have a hold on the offense, which is going to be declined.
Yeah, they'll deny that. Yeah. Decline it. And again, Quentin Lazier, he was in there and got his mitts on him as well. And Train, last week, as you were up at KGP World Headquarters breaking down game film of the game last week, one thing you really put up at the top of your notes was when Meadowbrook last week, when they were in obvious passing situations, they really had a hard time protecting Huey. So they're going to have to be able to run the ball and then use some play action, because if they become one-dimensional against this Rock defense, it could be
the RPOs,
tough night.
The RPOs worked both times. Lowry just dropped that second one.
And here's
they've
Hannes.
done a good job protecting so far, minus that last place. Hannes is going to get knocked down of bounds for a loss of 3. I believe that's Talon Cannon.
Yes, it is.
The tackle.
And Train, let's look at the Rock offense. Left tackle is Quentin Lazier. Left guard, Hank Johnson. Center is Marshall Mead. At right guard will be Braden Butler. Right tackle, Luke Taylor. The tight end is Casey Carpenter. Quarterback, C.J. Hannes. And what experience and playmaking ability he brings to the table. Fullback is Sal Alvarez, and the tailback is Tayson Starr. And this is Alvarez, and he is stopped.
Oh, good job there by the Colts defense. You got Chucky Dyer, 55, in there, and number 50, Isaac Carey.
Wow.
So be stuffed right at the line. Good job by the Colts, one in the line of scrimmage there.
Now 3rd down and 11. We'll see if the Rocks look to get the ball in Starr's hands.
Yeah, he had a nice first play on him for 58 yards, and then
that's a nice.
Hannes keeps it on a sweep, and then they do a little fullback dive. It's going to be a rollout.
And Hannes looking. He's got time. Throws the ball. It's caught, and that will be a 1st down. As they needed 11, and they're going to get 12. As on the reception there, that was Duker Costello. So Duker with the nice catch, and Hannes, man, trust me, as a lefty that had a little time at quarterback, that's not an easy throw when you're a righty and you're rolling out to your left. And Hannes able to deliver it, to keep the drive going.
He did a good job squaring his body up and making the throw, as he puts a little too much mustard on that little bubble screen to Duker again, Costello. So that was going to be an incomplete pass.
Ooh, and I tell you, Train, that was close to being a lateral and losing, but it was a good call by the officials, as that was right up the line from where Hannes threw the football. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Rocks on their 2nd drive of the game, leading 7-0. High snap. Hannes keeps it, turns the corner. He's got a 1st down and then some, as he'll be knocked out of bounds at about the 27-yard line.
And that's just what C.J. Hannes does. He's going to put his head down and run forward for yardage. He's going to be a tough kid to bring down, drag the Colts defender to pick up the 1st down. I know you have the binoculars out. Who'd you have on the tackle?
They were already up.
Yep.
I thought Morrison was one of the orange helmets that were over there. But Hannes, that was a high snap, and he turned trouble into another 1st down. This is Alvarez up the middle, and the big fella rose inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line, about a gain of 5.
Yeah, I think Bop and
Dyer?
Cannon. I think Dyer might have been in there too as well.
So Sal Alvarez, what a backfield the Rocks have.
Yeah, nice 5-yard gain whenever you can give it to him, and he can just power forward for 4 or 5 yards. Definitely make 2nd down a lot easier of a play.
And Train, this is a little change up for us. It's kind of nice to see a team huddle up. Kind of gives us a little chance to breathe in between
I don't mind
plays.
that, and we're not only going to get a huddle, but Coach Allen's going to get a timeout. I think he wants to question about the play clock, or wants it reset.
And Train, this will give us an opportunity to look at the Meadowbrook starters. They're running people in and out, but Meadowbrook playing a 3-4, defensive end, Zayden Yeagle, nose guard, Chucky Dyer, the other defensive end, Casey Clendenning. The linebackers, outside linebackers are Cooper McManaway and Sam Bopp. The inside linebackers, Cam Morrison and Talon Cannon. And then the cornerbacks, Nick Norman and Mason Blankenship. Safeties being Evan Dyer and Braylon Lowry. And Train, I don't know if you talked about it off the air. I don't know if you've mentioned, we talk about Meadowbrook being young and inexperienced, but how many freshmen did they start tonight?
3 freshmen starting tonight, or at least what's projected in their starting lineup. One on the line, and then I think you had one in the secondary and one at linebacker. Yeah, because you had, I know you got Lowry and McManaway. We'll let this play go through as well.
Okay, this is going to be
Detlin.
Duker, I believe. As he turns it completely around. This is a flag. This is going to come back. Makes an impressive run down to the 12. That would have been about an 11-yard run where he actually probably ran about 47 yards. But way behind the play is a clip. So he'll come back.
The other Meadowbrook freshman that I didn't name was Casey Clendenning. So you have Clendenning, McManaway, and Lowry as freshmen, all projected starters here tonight for Meadowbrook. So when 3 of your 11, that would be 27.3% for our math majors at home. Starting on the defense, it's definitely going to be a learning time as the clip's going to move Barnesville back a few.
Yeah, and remember in high school, it's from where the penalty occurred, not the line of scrimmage. So it's going to, we'll call it about 2nd down and Derwent to go here, as they need to get, Barnesville needs to get the ball to the Meadowbrook 18, and it's at the 35. So we'll go 17 yards. That's not bad math there.
No,
I know. I'm showing off. I formation.
Wow.
Looking for the screen, the star, and defended nicely, but Star's going to get some positive yardage there.
I tell you what I was getting ready to say. Meadowbrook blows up the line, but on the screen, obviously, Barnesville has that by design. They want to get their guys out and start blocking in front of Star. But good job by the Colts. You had Zayden Yeagle making the tackle, Yeagle.
I'll tell you what, I thought Barnesville had set that up pretty nicely, but the secondary, and then Yeagle, as you were talking about, he peeled off, read the screen, and got minimal yardage for the Rocks.
That's just a great job by a defensive lineman whenever you can read that.
Hand
Here
is
comes Bop on the outside.
rolling, and it is
incomplete.
pass.
That one was to Detling.
Yeah.
Little out route there. Detling was kind of trying to watch his feet and the ball at the same time, and I don't know if he even would have, if he would have caught it, if he would have been inbounds or not. It's 4th down for the Rocks.
Yeah, and Barnesville, I think they've had 3 explosive plays here in the first quarter, 4th and 14. It looks like they are going to go for it with the ball at the Meadowbrook 32-yard line. So they need 14.
So shotgun, they got Almarez, in the backfield.
Hannah's.
He's going to.
The pass in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That was Corbin Wise. Now, even if Wise makes the catch, he's going to be short of the first down. But with the incompletion, it will give Meadowbrook pretty solid field position.
Yep. Either way, it's going to be Meadowbrook football here. They're on 32.
So credit to Colt defense.
I mean, for a young team, they learned a lot last week. I guarantee Coach Clendenning Coach Norman and his staff probably really talked about a lot of key points that they need to improve on, and they minus the big play to start on the first offense play of the game. They're making plays and holding them out as slam route.
Ooh. That pass is caught.
And that was Starr on the hit, Norman on the catch. Going to be a 9-yard reception.
As now Morrison is in the backfield as Meadowbrook will go 2 receivers to the right and 2 to the left. 2nd and 1. Huey will give it to Morrison, and he's got running room across midfield to the 45-yard line. That will be a gain of 14 and a Meadowbrook Colt first down.
Good strong run there by Morrison. Just shot the gap right up the middle, busts it forward for 14 as Meadowbrook quickly snaps it here.
Yeah, and that's going to be Morrison, and he is going to be dropped right at the Rock 45, and getting up is going to be Sal Almarez from the bottom of the pile. So it'll be a gain of 1, 2nd and 9, as we're approaching the 2.5-minute mark here in the first half.
And one thing I've noticed here in the first quarter, Meadowbrook hits a nice play. They like running that same play or a variation of it again as Blankenship's on that catch.
Yeah, they're going to hit the pop pass to Blankenship. He's going to be short of the first down. Almarez again in on the tackle for the Rocks. That's going to be
8-yard gain, but still 3rd and 1, short and manageable situation for the Colts.
So Morrison, he'll line up to the left of Huey, and Huey will keep it, and he should have the first down. That's getting up on the tackle for the Rocks. Look like Braden Butler on the tackle there. So Meadowbrook's offense, their best drive here of the opening quarter.
There's a nice little run on the keeper for Huey, pick up the first down.
3 receivers to the left. Man in motion. Huey looking. He's got time. Still time. Going deep.
He had the double wheel route going on both ends, and I tell you what, Lowry on the right side made a nice little move on that wheel route, and he had a little bit of separation, but Huey was looking at Cooper McManaway and just throws it incomplete.
And that was excellent coverage there by Luke Detling. As McManaway, he tried sideline warning against the Shamrocks. McManaway tried to come underneath Detling to make the catch, but incomplete. Now pistol formation. Morrison kind of dotting the I here, and Morrison will get it, and he will be dropped immediately.
That's Starr. Shot the gap, dove in there, and made the play.
Wow.
He's definitely a handful at that inside linebacker spot. He's got at least 3 or 4 tackles here just in the opening quarter.
and one carry, but it was a memorable one on the offensive side. And I am correct. Starr hasn't ran the ball since the first down.
And he had that screen that they threw to him for a 3-yard gain. And, of course, everybody who's been watching the whole time remembers him busting the 58-yard touchdown run on his only carry.
That's what makes this Barnesville team explosive. They got plenty of playmakers. Meadowbrook's going to take a timeout here. A big 3rd down and 10 coming with 49 seconds on the clock. Meadowbrook with the ball at the Shamrock 33-yard line. And, Train, you want to give a shout-out to the sponsors?
Yeah, thanks for Graham Excavating, Westfall Services, Main Screen Printing, GB Roofing, and Teal Dove Consulting Firm. We appreciate them providing us a sponsor so we can do this live stream for you. And if you're interested in sponsoring any of the football games, or in the future maybe basketball games from Meadowbrook, or or Buckeye Trail, any of the schools that we live stream, you can reach Caleb at his new Facebook page of KGP Sports.
And speaking of Buckeye Trail, Harrison Central, who got an impressive win over Claymont in week 1, they have jumped out to an early 14-0 lead over the Warriors. Warriors, tough 3-game stretch to open their season. Remember the marathon game here against an outstanding Caldwell team. Then to travel to Caddis, the Huskies are expecting big things. And then next week, Trail will be playing these Barnesville Shamrocks. So, but it's early, but down 14-0 in the second. So it's going to be 3rd down and 10. Bop will get the ball, and he's got running room, and he's going to be close, but
I get to be about a yard short.
Wow, I think Barnesville crossed up Barnesville's defense there with the run on 3rd and 10.
No matter what, they definitely are going for it here. 4th and we'll go about
now.
It might be about 34 inches.
Now there's 21 seconds, so there's a 2-second time difference between the play clock and the game clock.
And if Barnesville knows that they got to watch for the hard count now, the Colts are going to snap it.
And Bop, here's a flag.
And flag. And I think somebody might have jumped by the Justice Huey was given the motion that the flag was on Barnesville. I thought Meadowbrook might just try getting Barnesville to jump and not run the play, but they ran the play here to end the quarter. Well, it's not going to end the quarter.
I think Bop, illegal procedure. Now, if this is a pre-snap, this is a bonus for Meadowbrook because I don't think Bop, I think he was short of the 1st down. So Meadowbrook may come up with another play, and then if they start the clock, they'll have the quarter to think about it. So this is a time, Train, one of those rare occasions where a penalty actually benefits you.
Yeah, and
because Bop was short.
After last week, Meadowbrook could use all the good luck they could get. It seemed like pretty much everything went wrong for them.
Okay, they're going to start Meadowbrook. Let's see if they.
And they're going to snap it before the end of the quarter.
Huey looking. He's got running room.
And he's got the 1st down.
Yeah. As he powers to the 20, he had to get to the 24. But Huey, good recognition there. Man defense for the Rocks. Everybody's back to him, and he will get the 1st down. And that will end an entertaining first quarter after 1 quarter of play from Eugene Capers Field. Your score, Barnesville 7, Meadowbrook 0. But the Colts on the move when we come back here on KGP TV. Welcome back to Eugene Capers Field on the campus of Meadowbrook High School, ready for second quarter action. Thanks for joining us here on KGP TV. Caleb Graham, D-Train Darren McCullough, and I'm Tom Strasser, bringing you to action. As Bob, pistol formation behind Huey, he gets it and gets some positive yardage.
Yep,
to about the 16.
I think Tayson Starr and Camden Carpenter were the two guys on the tackle for Barnesville. There, the initial contact with Bob, but he still picks up a solid 4 yards.
I think,
and you even have Sal Alvarez in there as well.
So I'll call it second and about 6. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Pistol formation. Bop again behind Huey, as Morrison will come and join Huey in the backfield. And Bob, boy, does he hit the hole quick, but he gets maybe 2.
Yeah, Marshall Mead wrapped him up and hung on as the rest of his teammates came in there and polished off the tackle. Still a good situation for Meadowbrook, 3rd and 4. You kind of aren't eliminating plays from the playbook. You kind of can run just about anything you want here.
Yeah, and like good call, partner, because it is 4-down territory. Morrison will now move over to the left of Huey. And Bop gets it, and he will be dropped for maybe a yard. And with the initial hit, again, was your man, Sal Alvarez.
Yeah, and big 72, Quentin Lazier was in there too. So
Meadowbrook's going to go quick. I'm sorry, partner, go ahead.
It just seems like you're hearing the same, and it's impressive that Barnesville's got about 4 or 5 kids that just seems like they're in on every play.
Ooh,
and
Barnesville nearly jumped, but got back. Still 12 seconds on the play clock. Huey rolling to his right, under pressure, throws back. He's got a man.
Greatly read, though, there. Great read there by number 8, Luke Detling, of the safety for Barnesville. He read it perfectly. Even the big fella, Quentin Lazier, was out there going to try to make a tackle, but going to be a 6-7 yard loss on the pass.
And, Train, sometimes you just got to give the other team credit. I tell you, I love the play call and play design there. Rolling right, throwing back left. Morrison had a blocker,
Morrison, okay,
but it was Detling. He was right there, and one more teammate for him as well. They were the only 2 on that side. They stayed home, and just fundamentally sound defensively.
That's a perfect way to say it. Fundamentally sound, doing your job. Sometimes your job's not to blow through the line of scrimmage and hit somebody. Sometimes you got to cover that outside gap, and they did a great job there.
And Starr gets over the 30 to the 34. That'll be a gain of 14. And I thought you were going to go to your inner Bill Belichick. Just do your job.
And, hey,
that's why he always said.
Detlin did that and then some. He did his job about as well as you could. If you want to highlight tape to send the young safety, that's a great one to send to him.
You have to put a little mumble in it. Just do your job. Yeah. So,
well, I do have the short sleeve shirt on with the hoodie, so I'm dressed like him a little bit tonight.
Wow, Starr, he will get 9 right here. Train, that's going to hurt his average. But Starr, I hope he's okay. It looked like he got rolled up a little gingerly, and he's going to walk off to the sideline. Yeah, he's 3 carries.
81 yards.
Run a 58, 14, and 9.
Yep.
But we got to keep an eye on him. Looks like he's okay, but looks like he did get rolled up. I think it was his left foot maybe.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy that they don't want to miss on the offensive end, but especially the defensive end.
Right up the gut and picking up the first down right at midfield.
That was Camden Carpenter.
Yeah. And let's see that's 3 consecutive runs up the middle out of the I formation, and 3 runs, 30 yards, Train.
Yeah, they're not trying to reinvent the wheel or trick anybody. They're going to go to their power running game, and as you can see, there's Alvarez is just saying, "You guys aren't going to tackle me. You're going to need a whole army too." As Cooper McManaway's holding on to his ankles, making sure he doesn't go anywhere, and I think that was Talon Cannon that helped put him to the ground.
Now remember, McManaway is one of the freshmen that you've been talking about. Alvarez is he's only a sophomore, but he's 6 foot 250.
Yeah, he's a put together
McManaway is 155, so that's roughly a 90-pound difference. And up the middle and turning to the outside, that's Starr. So good to see him back in the game. He's dropped at the 39. That should be a first down.
Yeah, Blankenship on the tackle for the Colts.
And, man, you look at Tayson Starr. He's 5'9", 180. He's a junior. Now, C.J. Hannes, he's a senior. And I think you said he has started 47?
He started over 30 games for him. Now, that's obviously, I don't know how much he played at quarterback as a freshman, but he was a valuable member of their defense even as a freshman. So he's played started over 30 varsity games.
Yeah, this would be his 32nd then. So getting to about the 36 is Starr.
Starr again.
Now, like I said, Starr just going back to the huddle just a little gingerly. And he's kind of laboring some.
And the good thing for the Colts is that with every carry, he's got a lower amount of yards. So he's got 2 that time. So if Meadowbrook can hold him 1 and 0 yards the rest of the way, I think Coach Norman and his team will be extremely pleased with that.
And the coach, Blake Allen, he sees that, so Starr will go back to get a breather. And here's Carpenter.
He's wrapped up right at the line. I saw Chucky Dyer was in there. Who else do we have?
So
76. It's not on there, but we did know who it was. Bailey Kuhn.
And Dyer's going to come out now as Meadowbrook's. Here's a big 3rd down and 7. And again for the Shamrocks, sure 4-down territory. Again, I formation, and Meadowbrook
offsides
will give them 5 yards right here.
Frustrating thing by there. You just have a young man excited to make a play for the Colts, and he jumped before the snap, and they're going to get 5 free yards.
Yeah, and the Rocks offensive line, they've got some experience. And no one moved there, and you get an extra 5 yards. 3rd down and now 2. Clock running, 5:50 left here in the second quarter.
A little
power
triple
eye
here. And Starr is back in to the unfortunate
20
for the Colts.
15. He's going to be knocked out at about the 12-yard line. Braylon Lowry will run him out of bounds, but about the 12, if they spotted it
looks like they're spotting at the 13.
So that'd be about an 18.
Yep.
18-yard run. And does that put him up?
Yep, that puts him over 100. 6 carries, 109 yards now for Starr.
Wow.
That's a decent start to the day. And we're not even at halftime yet. We're in the second quarter here.
And there's a power I formation. They're just going to run it to Starr, and he gets popped right at the line of scrimmage. Nice job by the interior defense. As Bailey Kuhn was one of the defenders there.
I tell you what, there's been times where that Meadowbrook line has been able to win up front, and as young as they are, very impressive. And they got some young guys, and they're going to continue to grow and continue to develop.
And Coach Blake Allen, every play they have just been running it right up the gut. Now here to play action, rolling to the right. Hannes looking, still looking. He'll turn the corner.
Oh, great job there.
He'll be knocked out of bounds.
Cooper McManaway, I tell you what, Big Brother Brady'd be proud of him as he stayed with it and then stopped him for a 1-yard loss. I mean, Hannes was holding the ball, looking and looking and looking, couldn't find anybody. So good job by Cooper staying with it, making the play, a loss of 1.
Yeah, and Train, I didn't get the number who was guarding Sal Alvarez in the flat. That's where C.J. Hannes was looking to go. He was looking to hit his outstanding fullback in the flats, but he was well covered and had to keep it. Now the Rocks, for the first time, they're not in an I formation or power I. Hannes rolling left, still rolling, throws. It is caught and out of bounds at the 2. What a catch.
Brady McIntyre on the reception. Nice catch. Reeling that in. I believe it's Brady McIntyre.
Or was it Datling, number 8?
I wanted to say it was McIntyre. Well, it had to be.
Yeah,
it
because
was,
wasn't
okay,
Costello. It was
you think it was Datling?
Datling, yes.
Okay, it looked like, from my angle, that 8 looked like an 11.
Yeah, and he's on the left end. Now here comes the power I formation, and Hannes is going to keep it, and he's going to go in from 3 yards out. Touchdown, Shamrocks. 4:44 left, and wow, what an impressive drive by the Rocks. They had one completion, and what a big one it was there. Hannes hitting Datling down at the 3-yard line, and he toe tapped the sideline to get his foot down.
So 21, Evan Lowe rifles that one in there.
Yeah, now did Lowe kick the last one, or was that Mead who kicked the last one?
See, I heard you say Mead.
Yeah,
so
well, we had Barnesville had extra point was Mead. We know Luke Datling is holding, but it may be loud. That was what we had, so we were just going off our sheet. So we'll give Lowe credit for both of them, but it's a 14-0 Shamrock lead. And Train, this 4:44 is critical for Meadowbrook because remember, Barnesville's going to get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to go 3 and out or give them one more possession here and have them score and then get the ball right at the half. In a perfect world, Meadowbrook takes it, runs the rest of the clock out, and scores a touchdown. That would be in the perfect world for them. And, of course, I guess worst-case scenario, you're going into the half down 14-0.
So Evan Lowe, the sophomore, nice size at 6'2", kicks it to about the 20. It'll be fielded there.
It's Nick Norman.
Norman, he's got running room, 40. And he will go just over midfield, and he is going to be knocked out of bounds by Logan Taylor, but electrifying return there by Norman.
Okay, so that's going to be a 30-yard return, maybe 31, depending on the mark. It's going to be a lot more, and it's going to be a 33. They're going to mark it at the Barnesville 47.
Oh, wow.
Wow, yeah, both of us were thinking it was right at midfield, but it's going to be at the 47, so a 33-yard return for Norman.
Boy, did the special teams there, did they really seal off the Rock kickoff team. Up the gut for about a gain of 1.
And guess what? Star helping in on the tackle there.
Star, and you want to guess the other one who's getting up?
Yeah,
Sal Alvarez.
I mean, we can mention about 5 names on this defense because it seems like they're in there on every play. I mean, that's a luxury, and I'm sure Coach Allen loves having that.
Yeah, Bob will now go behind Huey. That's Justice. We'll give it to Bob. Bob will be wrapped up immediately and dropped by Luke Taylor, the outstanding defensive end for Barnesville.
Yeah, and 52 Marshall Mead was in there on the help as well. So, again, just it's the same names that you keep hearing. This Barnesville defense, their front 7, seems like they're all over the field. But a good run, as it is, from Bob as he picked up 4 yards on the play on his 13th carry of the night.
Boy, does Coach Norman have a big decision if Meadowbrook doesn't get to 5 yards here. At the Shamrock, 42. Morrison in motion. There's the pass over the middle, and it is a first down.
And good job by Blankenship there. He kind of absorbed the hit, got down to the 30, a 12-yard gain. So, like you were saying, it looks like Coach Norman's not going to have to worry about making the tough decision of 4th and 5 as they're on 1st and 10 at the 20.
And Blankenship, excuse me, he's going to hobble off. He's in some pain, but give offensive coordinator Taryn Jarrett, what a money call there. They've been able to hit that pop pass a few times.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
And guess who read that one? See, look, it's the same names. You got Luke Detling, the safety, read that one, and I tell you what, if that was thrown and he catches it, he's going to still be running, and nobody's going to catch him. Wow.
Do you think that was a double pass? Maybe not, because it would have been thrown behind them.
Yeah.
But, man, did Detling read that?
He
wow.
read that perfectly.
I tell you, the Rocks, they are sitting on.
And credit whoever does the scouting for Barnesville's football team, because it seems like they are on a lot of these plays Meadowbrook's running. For instance, right there, the screen, or not screen, but the slant to Norman, Starr was dropping into that zone where that slant was coming, and that's kind of why Huey threw it a little bit at his feet.
Yeah, that was a good throw by Huey, because if he gets that ball up, if Starr doesn't get it, Detling was right there. So now 3rd down and 10, 2:57 left. We'll see what Meadowbrook elects to do right here, as they're going to put Bop back behind, and he will keep it.
He's still knocked down there. Looks like a Starr on the tackle.
Yeah, gain of 5, and Bop gets up, hobbling a little bit. Now Blankenship just went out, and Bop, yeah, looks like his left ankle. So
Rivera's going to check in for him. It's going to be 4th and 6 Meadowbrook. 2:45 left in the first half.
Yeah, now the clock's going to be going. I didn't know if Barnesville was thinking of a timeout, but they're not. They still have 2 left. Big play right here, 4th down and 5 at the Shamrock 25. Morrison in motion. Huey looking, double move, and well defended. Intended for Morrison.
Yep. I believe that was your boy Duker Costello dropping back there on the coverage. Tried pulling, I think, a little double move, but Huey got a little bit more out in front of his man.
And if you listen to the Shamrock faithful on the other side, they're not booing. They're saying Duker. So
well, I don't mind people booing Duke. I boo them a lot myself, so that's okay in my opinion.
But you don't boo the Duker.
Yeah, the Duker, you can't boo him.
Hey, man, so Meadowbrook's offense, they've had a few nice drives trained, but they've been stopped when they've gotten near the red zone. And here's Hanna's up the gut, 40, 50 to the 46-yard line of Meadowbrook. And that's a gain of 25, about 29 yards. Wow.
Yeah, when he gets his legs moving, gets out there in the open field, he's tough and elusive to tackle, and a good near 30-yard gain for him. And if you listen to the pregame, I said he's a straw that stirs the drink for this Barnesville offense, and you can tell just how dangerous he is with that run.
Hannes has a man in motion. He's going to keep it again right up the gut. He's got running room. He's going to be close to the 1st down as he gets to about the 36-yard line. If it's the 36, no, they're going to spot it at the 37. So Rocks in good shape, still plenty of time, minute 40, clock running, 2nd and 1.
And after those 2 runs, Hannes has 54 yards on 6 carries here. So he's quickly jumping up on the rushing chart.
And he's going to get to the outside.
And I think he got stopped 15. It's a new name we haven't called for Meadowbrook. Noah Farley on the tackle.
And Farley, he's a 5'11 junior. So, yeah, you're right. No yards on the play. 3rd down and 1. The Rocks will take a timeout. 1:18 left here. And fans, I mean, KGP Sports has just been pounded, Train, with messages this week because it's not week 1 of the college football season. It's week 0, and everybody wants to know, is D-Train going to be giving us his annual Pick 6 segment, of course, named after D-Train for all the interceptions he had returned when he was quarterbacking for a Pick 6. So the answer is yes. In the second half, Train will give you his 6 Stone Cold lead pipe locks for tomorrow.
I don't know if I can even name one game, let alone 6 this weekend, to be honest.
Where have you been, my friend? How about over in Ireland? It's Nebraska and Northwestern.
Oh, we starting already?
Hey, Alston P in Western Kentucky. See?
The big game there in the Mid-Ohio Valley Conference or whatever it's called.
So it'll be 3rd down and 1. Thanks for joining us here on KGP TV, on YouTube. And it's going to be Alvarez. He's got the first down. Whoa! As he will get inside the 30 to the 29.
Wow. Usually it's the defender that's making the hit, but, man, Alvarez put a big hit there.
And, wow, Talon Cannon limps off the field. Hannes keeps it.
That was a 6-yard run by Alvarez, as Hannes is going to keep this one.
Yeah, he'll get to about the 25-yard line. And I tell you, Meadowbrook's had a few kids limp off the field.
I mean, just look at each position and, like, the weight difference between them. It's really a great play there. Number 50, Isaac Picari loses his helmet and everything, but makes the big hit as for the sack there on Hannes, and that's going to be a big 10-yard loss.
Oh,
Barnesville's going to use a timeout.
Train, so far, that's the biggest defensive play of the first half for this Meadowbrook defense. Barnesville was set up pretty nice. They had the ball at about the 25-yard line, 2nd and 5. And Hannes went down, and Picari, I tell you what, if you're a football player, you never want to lose your helmet. But if you ever want your helmet to come off, it's after you sack a QB for about an 8 or 9 yard loss. So everybody can see that smile.
Yeah, definitely a great moment for him. Obviously, he was a kid that played at Buckeye Trail in the past, and he was here at Meadowbrook, went to Buckeye Trail, and now he's back at Meadowbrook for his senior year. So making a big play there.
Yeah, that was about a 9 or 10 yard loss. Yeah. And that's first time. That's the first sack for Meadowbrook, and that's huge because with Barnesville to get the ball to start the second half, down 2 scores, they can't afford to go down 3 here.
Yeah, and Barnesville has 1 timeout left with 37.2 left in the half. So obviously the Colts want to keep him out there.
All right, so Sal Alvarez to the left of Hannes. He drops back. He's got time, still looking, throws. It is intercepted.
I believe it's Norman.
That is Norman. You called it. So at the 20-yard line, so the Meadowbrook defense comes up huge. And they're going to keep this deficit at 14-0. It will be Meadowbrook's ball.
I tell you what, this has been a game of highs and lows. It looked like Meadowbrook was driving, possibly get a score on the one end. get down to about the red zone. Barnesville stops them, makes some big plays. Then they drive down to the other end. Looks like they're going to take a 21-0 lead, but Meadowbrook bends but don't break, and Nick Norman with the big interception as the Colts are going to take advantage here at their own 20.
Oh. Both teams struggling to get 11 guys on the field. Huey rolling, still looking, and he's going to have to.
And it's caught by a coach on the Meadowbrook staff. Both feet were in, but unfortunately was on the white, and he's not eligible, and he's out of bounds.
And I tell you, Chief, the outside linebacker, Camden Carpenter, was out there. Someone came in, and they grabbed Carpenter and said, hey, you got to get off the field. We got 12. Carpenter goes sprinting to the sideline. He's met about 5 yards from the sideline by one of the assistant coaches of Barnesville. They grab him and go, get back. You're number 11. So they were able to work it all out. 2nd down and 10. Run up the middle.
And that's going to be Bob on that run. You got Starr in there on the tackle, Carpenter in on the tackle.
And that'll be the last play. It's good to see Bob. Remember, he hobbled off on the last drive. He's still hobbling a little bit, but Bob will give it all he's got. And as both teams bebop to the locker room, your score at the half, it's Barnesville 14, Meadowbrook 0. We'll step aside and be entertained by the band here on KGP TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome onto the field the best band in Shamrock Country, the Barnesville Shamrock Marching Band. Led on the field by head lead director Mr. Willow Wade under the direction of Mr. Devin Blair, assisted by Mr. Murray Stafford, Miss Liza Jones, Mr. Alex Davidson, and Miss Courtney Davidson. For tonight's show, we'll be featuring hits from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Our first song was written by Mick Jagger and Keith Richards and recorded by the Rolling Stones in 1966. It's been ranked as one of the greatest songs of all time. Hide your red doors because we're going to paint it black.
battle songs of all time. We hope you enjoy our version of Paranoid. For our final selection this evening, we will be performing a hit from the 1980s by the band Queen. This song was released in 1981, and by 1982 it had become Queen's second #1 hit. Get out the ice, ice, baby, because we're playing Under Pressure. One more time, the 2022 Barnesville Shamrock Marching Band. Let's give another round of applause to Mr. Devin Blair and the Barnesville Shamrock
Colts Marching Band. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now please direct your attention across the field as we welcome back to the field the 2022 Meadowbrook Offense Marching Band. The Colts Marching Band is once again under the direction of Mr. Ricky Harvey. Band staff includes Assistant Director Mr. Darren McCon, Percussion Instructor Greg Starkey, Front Ensemble Instructor Mike Lewis, and Color Guard Instructor Alice Mashew. The band is led on the field by Senior Field Commander Amy Harper. The Colts Marching Band is proud to present their 2022 show, True Colors. Featured soloist is Sidney Dennison, alto saxophone. So sit back and enjoy the Meadowbrook Colts Marching Band and their show, True Colors.
50-50 ticket. 50-50 ticket. I was told there was some confusion. Some folks had to write their names on the back of the tickets and things, but it's a red ticket. Number 908334. 908334. Red backwards is 433809. You can get your winnings at the back gate.
Welcome back to Barnesville at the half. It's the Barnesville Shamrocks leading Meadowbrook by a score of 14-0. Meadowbrook would take the opening kickoff and get a couple of first downs, but would turn the ball over at their own, at the Barnesville 42-yard line. And on the first play from scrimmage for Barnesville, they would hand that ball off to their outstanding tailback, Tayson Starr. He would go off the left side and would break free going 58 yards and take it to the house for the first touchdown. Lowe's extra point was good, and Barnesville would lead 7-0. That score would stay that way till the second quarter, whereas Barnesville would drive it on fourth down and long. Hannes would hit Luke Deckling. Luke Deckling with a catch out of bounds at the 3-yard line to give Barnesville a first and goal. In the next play, C.J. Hannes would keep it up the middle and take it in from 3 yards out. Lowe's extra point was good, and that gives us a score here at the half, 14-0 Barnesville. Barnesville will receive the second half kickoff. Now let's look at some first half stats.
First half stats as a team for Barnesville, they got 23 carries for 182 yards. Leading the way is Tayson Starr with 7 carries, 109 yards, and that 58-yard touchdown you mentioned earlier. C.J. Hannes, 9 carries, 49 yards. Alvarez has 4 carries, 14 yards. 2 carries for 7 yards down to Carpenter and a 3-yard run from Costello. Passing-wise, C.J. Hannes has thrown all the passes, 3 of 7 for 25 yards. Costello has a catch for 12, Starr has a catch for 3, and Detling has a catch for 10. As for the Colts, 21 carries, 57 yards. Bob has 15 for 38. Morrison has 3 for 15, and Huey has 3 for 4. Passing, Meadowbrook 6 of 14 as a team. Justice Huey 6 of 13 himself for 40 yards. Norman's got 2 catches for 16 yards. Blankenship 2 catches, 20 yards. Lowry has an 11-yard reception and that little failed throwback screen to Morrison for a 7-yard loss for the Colts. So that's their individual statistics. Looking at some scores in the area, we saw that Harrison Central's leading Buckeye Trail 28-20, and at the half, Cambridge is up 21-7 over Coshocton. So a couple area ones for Barnesville fans. Union Local up over Buckeye Local 32-7. Adventures for the Colts from last week. New Lexington's up 22-0 over Maysville. West Muskingum's up 13-0 over Marietta. So kind of a little bit of a surprise there as we're getting ready for second half action here at Eugene Capers Field.
Yeah, Meadowbrook will kick off, and we're on their way, and it is Detling. He'll take it just over the 20 to the 30, and right at about the 35-yard line.
Good job there by Detling. He broke a couple tackles to end up getting there to the 35.
So it'll be first down and 10. Thanks for joining us here on KGP Sports on YouTube. And what a picture-perfect night it is for high school football. So it'll be first down, I formation for Barnesville. It'll be Starr. He'll take it up the middle, and he'll get to about the 37, a gain of 2.
That's around Cooper, McManaway, Cam Morrison in there on the tackle.
So just underway here in the second half, and Train, a hot topic of conversation during halftime was Sal's Alvarez's catch and truck of a Meadowbrook defender. Boy, was that a collision. Here's a pass to the outside. That's going to be to Duker Costello, and he's going to lose a couple yards.
And I think that's going to actually be ruled a rush because I think it was a lateral pass on the play. Or at least I'm going to rule it in the unofficial statistics.
Are you ever the stickler for official stats?
Hey, if you're going to do it, you got to do it right.
So that will be a 1-yard loss. Did you see who made the outstanding play out there? Was that Norman?
Yeah, I would say it was Norman on the play. He's their left corner, so I'd assume he'd be the one making the play.
Now, Barnesville hasn't had a 3-and-out yet. Hannes throws this one, and it is caught. What a throw.
I tell you what, that ball just stayed up in the air on that little out route, and then I was like, it's going to be thrown out of bounds. Colts are going to get it on a punt here, but Detling hauls it in on the out at the 49, so
a gain of 13.
Gain of 13.
And Train, that's one of those deceiving passes. It goes for 13 yards. He threw that baby about 35 yards on the rope because that was right to the sideline. And again, Detling's ability to concentrate, pull the ball in, and then get his feet in, and he was actually able to not only stay in but turn it up for a couple more yards. This is going to be Starr, and he's got running room. He's got to make one man miss.
Breaks two,
and he
does.
Gone. 20, 10, 5, touchdown.
Hey, but I want to give credit to 15 and 21, Noah Farley and Mason Blankenship. They ran the whole way, and it didn't give up onto the play until he was crossing the end zone. Unfortunately, it's going to be a touchdown for the Shamrocks.
51-yard touchdown run. So Starr, on his 2 touchdown runs, Train, he's over 100 yards on those 2 carries. 58 and this one 51. And coming in will be Evan Lowe, the sophomore. His kick is up. and it is right down the middle. So just like that, 10-22 to go here in the third quarter. In Barnesville, again, they convert a 3rd and long, and then the next play, it's Tayson Starr from 51 to the house.
Yeah, just a big, I mean, as soon as he broke one, then he got a little daylight. It seems like once he gets that, gets into that secondary, breaks through the line, if he breaks through that line and gets into the secondary, he's a tough kid to bring down, and he broke a couple tackles there, and he took it to the house.
And, Train, you talked about in our pregame show this week how you feel more teams improve from week 1 to 2. You look at this Meadowbrook squad coming off the tough loss last week, 35-7. The first half, they did a lot of nice things. They really improved, and only giving up 14 points to a high-powered Shamrock offense, and 58 of those came on the first play. That, was the touchdown run. But it's just offensively, they have moved the ball. They have been inside the Barnesville 30, I think, 3 times in the first half, and came away with no points.
And that's a sign of your typical young team, little inexperienced. Once they start getting a little more consistency and start putting the pieces to the puzzle together, they're going to churn out those consistent drives. As that's going to be, I thought he called a fair catch, but
little pooch kick to the 28. He'll get to the 29. We'll see who actually caught that ball. It's
number 6, it looks like, from Meadowbrook. Braden Black. I thought he called a fair catch, but he ended up moving it up to about the 30.
So now 21-0. Rocks. Meadowbrook will have it 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
And right here, Meadowbrook needs to put together a nice drive. Down 21-0. They need to put together a nice drive, get some points, get a touchdown here, get the confidence going for these young guys.
Yeah, Justice Huey. Shotgun formation. That is Sam Bop to his right. So Meadowbrook, 3 receivers out to the right. And Meadowbrook, they have had some success on the ground.
And there we go. There's the whistle to start the play. We didn't know about the media timeout they had there, apparently.
Bop looks to come around right in, cuts it up nicely, gets to about the 34-yard line, but there is a penalty, and I believe from there it should be a holding call.
Yeah. Starr and Alvarez in on the tackle on there, but fortunately, holding's going to nullify the play, and the Colts are going to be second and looks like possibly 22-23, depending on where they're marking it. Looks like it's 3 yards behind the line.
And, Train, I tell you, a few years from now, that may be the hottest insurance company around. As many times as you have said, Starr and Alvarez, they together tonight. Yeah.
Well, I know Meadowbrook did have the law firm of Lacey and Schwartz there a couple years ago that I loved calling. We want to go with these guys, the insurance company we can.
I tell you, you're right. If they're looking for advice for an independent agent, Connor Pushcarriage, he is the man. No doubt about that. Under pressure is Huey. He gets out of it. Throws it down the sideline, incomplete. What an incredible
I tell you, he did a great job of escaping that there. Starr hit him right when he threw it. And good sportsmanship by 57. Robbie Nixon helped Huey up after the hit. But, man, good job by him. Just so much pressure. He kind of just threw it out there in an incomplete pass, but a great all-around effort.
And Train 55 is out there for Barnesville, but we do not have a 55 on our roster. So I'm not sure who that – he was also in hot pursuit. 2nd down 10. This will be Bop up the middle, and he'll get a couple. Starr.
What, you mean Starr was in the backfield making the tackle?
Starr on the tackle, along with Robbie Nixon, the senior.
So Nixon's starting to get his name a little recognized a little more here in the second half.
So now 3rd and 21. Here's a little double pass. They've got running
Back.
room to Morrison. 30. And
got
he's
the
going
first.
to get the first down to the 45. That brings the Meadowbrook faithful on their feet. So on 3rd and 21.
So the pass was to Lowry, who's the backup QB / outside receiver. He throws it back, completes it to Morrison on the throwback, a gain of 26 on the play.
That was a pretty nice throw there. That was Lowry, wasn't it?
Yes, Lowry.
Yeah. Now they fake it to
Pump
Lowry.
fake.
Oh, nice.
Looking underneath Morrison.
Morrison's going to have another first down, a gain of 12. That was well defended as Huey wanted to go up top, but had to go underneath. And that.
Dude, Cam Morrison's done some good things these first 2 weeks for the Colts on the offensive end as an H-back and on defense as an inside backer to hand off the ball here.
That was McIntyre on the tackle, so Bop will get it, and Meadowbrook's got some momentum on their side. That's Carpenter makes the tackle. Meadowbrook up quickly to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 4, again in Barnesville territory. Most of Meadowbrook's drives have ended in Barnesville territory, but no score yet. Oh, nice defense as there's 55 with the hit in the backfield.
Yeah, you can throw 57 Nixon in there
Nixon,
and Starr
yeah.
in there as well.
But it was 55 to DN who really caved off the defensive end. Now 3rd down and 5. Meadowbrook definitely in 4-down territory here.
And still the playbook's open for Coach Jarrett to call whatever he wants here. This 3rd and 5 can almost be like a 4th and 2 situation, really, because you're thinking get 2.5, 3 yards, just split the difference and hope you can split it, get the rest of it on the next down at worst case.
Morrison in motion. Huey drops back. He's got a pocket. Now it collapses, and he's going to be sacked.
And that is 55. Unfortunately, we don't know who his name is, but so it's going to be a loss of 3 on the play. As Meadowbrook getting the call in here. And Tommy's talking to the Barnesville coaches, trying to figure out who the kid is as that pass bounced off a couple of defenders, and Meadowbrook may have caught a break there as the pass was to Blankenship, but 2 Barnesville defenders collided and tipped the ball away. That's Starr, and I can't get who the other one is, as there's a group of Shamrocks players surrounding him along with the trainers. Now the other one was Duker, it looks like. Duker Costello.
All right. KGP's #1 investigator is back, and 55 is Marshall Mead. Yes, he got some blood on his jersey in the first half and had to switch from 52. So I was started to say, where has this guy been? The plays he's been making, but he's been out there.
That's an awful clean jersey he's got there.
Yeah. So 6:49 left. It'll be 1st and 10 for Barnesville. And again, Train, Meadowbrook, they're able to string a couple of first downs together, the big 3rd and 21 play. But again, they get turned back. So I formation. Here comes Starr. Big running room.
There you go. Good job there by number 5 from Meadowbrook. Wrapped him up at the ankles. Great tackle, ankle tackle there by Evan Dyer. I mean, once Starr gets into that defensive backfield, he's hard to bring down, but Dyer went for the ankles, slowed him down, and he only gained 8 yards on the play.
And Train, you're right. And Dyer, you can tell he's a senior and a pretty heady ball player. He knows if you hit Starr up high, not only are you going to feel its wrath, he's still going to be running. But he took him out at the ankles. Nice open field tackle. Hannes going on up top. He's got a man, and it is caught inside the
Duker
25-yard line, and I believe that is Duker Costello, and man, Hannes sees the one-on-one coverage and delivers the long strike. That is, let's say at the 25, that should be a 24-yard pass play.
It's a good pass there, good catch. Expecting your receiver to win that one-on-one battle, and that's what Duker Costello did for the Shamrocks.
And man, when the Rocks, as good as they run, that just opens up the play action. Here's Starr, stutter move. He's in the secondary across the 20 to the 16-yard line, where again he's hit low.
Again, it was Dyer. Smart kid. He's like, I'm not gonna hit you above the knee. I'm going right at the ankles, going as low as I possibly can get, knock you down, slow you down.
Yeah, Starr picks up a gain of 8, and again he's going to gingerly go to the sidelines.
Yeah, and yeah, that's a great point. He hurt that ankle earlier in the first half. You get him by the ankles again, it's kind of going to hurt.
Yeah, and this is Carpenter. He's got the first down and then some, as he will get inside the 10, inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line. And I believe that was...
They're going to say it's a touchdown.
McManaway, did he get in?
I was writing stuff down, and you're saying he was down at the 3. Now the officials are going to get
well,
together.
Yeah, nobody was reacting. The Meadowbrook players were holding their hands up like, what? So I guess maybe they thought he was down. The officials are going to talk about this. Now, one is marking it. One's marking it at the 4. Yeah, there you go.
So here's a quick replay.
Yeah, he was down
here. Well, he landed on a Meadowbrook player. So
yeah,
I don't know if that knee got down or not there at the end. So it's, but I don't see Coach Allen throwing the red flag. So.
Train, I think you're right. Barnesville was right. I think that was a touchdown, but I think one of the officials had blown it dead right there.
Old inadvertent whistle.
Yeah, but wow, he just landed on a pile of brown jerseys. So now here's that power I formation. And going up the middle from 4 yards out is Carpenter.
So he's going to get to about the 10-inch line.
Yeah. And remember Hannes, he kept it from 3 yards. This may be another keeper, or as well as your fullback. Alvarez has
brought another blocker in, and Jordan Smith, tight end, defensive end. And
I think they gave it to Sal. Yes, they did. He's holding the ball up, and it is going to be touchdown Shamrocks. And I like that from the Rocks offensive staff. Yeah, give Alvarez the job he's done opening up holes tonight. Give him a bone there and let him take it in, as Evan Lowe will come on for yet another extra point for the Rocks.
His 4th attempt here, as Barnesville having to run on player number 11 a little late.
But they still have 18 seconds on the play clock, so Detling will hold. Lowe's kick is up, man.
We're both on the same page. That was a heck of a kick. I'd like to see him try one from maybe 40 yards out, see if he's got the distance. That was well struck for sure.
Well, the job that Paisley Sidwell did last week for
Caldwell.
Caldwell, she booted a 35-yard field goal, so you got to think the field goal kickers tonight are kind of, that's a high standard already set by Paisley for the Redskins. So, and Lowe, he has delivered. He's got a pretty strong leg, and only a sophomore.
And I have to admit, that's one of the probably more exciting things in high school football, for me at least, is you don't see him trying longer field goals in high school. They might try it from 30 yards down, but it doesn't get much. I love seeing those long field goals when you got a kid that can display his foot. I mean, the person that comes to my mind first to think about is your buddy, the director of operations over there at Buckeye Trail, Aaron Bates, watching him attempt some 50-plus yard field goals when he back in his playing days for the John Glenn Muskies.
But, Train, we must definitely, I'm not a big politically correct guy, but we need to change that to like when he or she comes out and kicks it.
Yes, that is true. When that person kicks it out there, so yeah. The individual.
Like I said, when she came out, Paisley's a soccer player for Caldwell, and when she came out, like I said, 35 yards, that's an impressive kick. And here's a high kick, fielded at the 15, over the 25 to about the 27.
So it's Dalen Rivera on the return, 24? Logan, can't see the name, that Logan Cracker, a freshman on the tackle, helping there for the Shamrocks.
Yeah, you're right. It goes right into the backdrop.
Yeah, it goes into that helmet, kind of hard to see.
Yeah, I think it's maybe Craker, C-R-A-K-E-R. But you're right. Rich, Barnesville, we want to thank their staff for providing us with their lineups for tonight. That's not always easiest thing to get from the visiting team, as Huey, under pressure, rose to the right, still looking. He's going to throw it down the side. Ball is incomplete, intended for Morrison, but there's a flag back here. It's going to be a holding call against Meadowbrook. Now, Train, I believe the holding call happened about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like it happened 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, so
give or take 2 yards, 3 or 5.
But it looks like they're going to mark it off. Well, they're going to mark it all the way back to the 15, it looks like.
Inside to he's yes. So 2 to 15. So the line of scrimmage is at the 28. So yeah, you called it 3 yards back. So that's 13-yard.
So I'm wrong and right again, Tommy.
I tell you, Train. That's why you get paid the big bucks.
Here's a
Huey going deep. He's got a man, but just overthrows Norman.
Norman had a couple steps on his man that was guarding him there, Brady McIntyre, but just a little bit too much muscle on the throw from Huey. But hey, credit Justice Huey there. That was a good strong throw. This is a sophomore quarterback you're talking about taking these snaps. That's not exactly an easy pass to throw and complete.
Well, Train, you're the math man. He threw it from about the 5-yard line, and it landed at about the 45 of Barnesville.
So that's 50, 40 just in yards.
50,
and then,
yeah. Oh, here's that screen. Here's a fumble. And Barnesville will have it.
54. Luke Taylor recovers it, and unfortunately it looks like we got a Colt down. I believe it might have been Nick Norman, number 8, down.
So off the turnover, Barnesville will have it at about the 5-yard. And Train, good news, it looks like the way they're working, a possible cramp.
And it was hot today, and it is still hot tonight. Even though the suns went down, the air is blowing a little bit. It's a little bit cooler, but still, when you're playing both ends and not really getting a snap off, you're going to have situations like this where you're going to cramp up.
And that, I believe, is that the first turnover of the night?
Well, the interception by Norman there late in the first half.
Oh, that's right. So
now it's the first turnover on Meadowbrook, but Barnesville had threw that interception there late in the first half.
And Train, we haven't had a punt tonight, have we?
No, that's and so one. Caleb's saying one, but I don't remember one either. You're
no. Meadowbrook did punt
one.
Oh,
that's right. Morrison did punt one.
The very
from the
first
back
one. That's the only one.
That is right. Their second. I think it was their second series of the game that we think. Yeah, down here on the 821 baseball field side end zone. They punted from there.
And Train, that's one of those weird stats where you would tell if you would say, hey, if you're Meadowbrook, 3:40 to go into third quarter, And if you were told, hey, you're only going to have punted the ball one time and turned it over one time, you would feel pretty good. But Meadowbrook has moved the ball. But again, when they get to about the 30-yard line or in on Barnesville, Barnesville has shut the door and not let them get close. And here is power eye to the right, and it's going to be Carpenter. He cuts it back. Inside the 4, he will get to about the 3.
Yeah,
So gain of 3. So Barnesville, wow, what an impressive performance they have had tonight. 2nd down and 3.
I may just go ahead and watch the rest of this drive on Caleb's laptop here, as it's a little easier to see.
Yeah, and that's Carpenter again. He'll be dropped at the 1.
And you know why it's so easy to see? Because I can tell you that Talon Cannon made the tackle there for the Colts to stop him at the 1. On the dive. I believe that was Carpenter again, wasn't it?
Yes, and also Jacob Burris, yet another freshman, was also in on that tackle for Meadowbrook, number 17.
The one thing is Meadowbrook's going to be able to give the one of my favorite chants, the "He's a Freshman" chant a lot this year in football.
Hannes, 3rd down, hand off to Carpenter.
He's met, but he's going to get pushed in.
Yeah.
Maybe. There's still no call, and there's the touchdown signal.
He got stood up, and one of the offensive linemen who helped escort him into the end zone, that was Quentin Lazier. As he pushed him, and now the officials, we will have a running clock now with the 34-0 lead. And now
it shouldn't
start.
Run here because
it's
of
with
the touchdown.
But the officials did that. Yeah, the extra point it has to be a 35-point lead, and the officials are saying, "See, we knew Lowe was going to make it," as he drills it right down the middle. So a 1-yard touchdown run by Camden Carpenter extends the lead to 35-0 Barnesville. And Drain, you want to give a shout out to our fine sponsors?
I sure would love to. Thanks to our sponsors, Graham Excavating, Westfall Services, Main Screen Printing, GB Roofing, and Teal Dove Consulting Firm. We appreciate them sponsoring us here on the live stream, and so we can provide this for you guys. And anybody else looking to wanting to sponsor Caleb Graham Sports or KGP Sports, as you can find it on Facebook now, as there were some, as you like to say, shenanigans going on the Facebook network, but we're hoping to get that fixed. And as of now, it's KGP Sports, where you can get a hold of Caleb, and he's got plenty of sponsorship packages for you.
And Caleb Graham takes lemon and makes lemonade, and really, like I said, Caleb does such a great job with the local sports around. Bringing broadcast, was actually probably the first one to do it like he did, and plus with the weddings that he provides, he does a great job. And there's a big hit at the 25-yard line,
and that was 13. Zach Nisley.
So now
Meadowbrook's going to have it at their own 26, we'll say.
All right. And I imagine we'll start seeing some clean jerseys as Barnesville's made some substitutions there. Running clock. Bob has it around the right end. Looking. Very patient, but he is again stacked up.
Just right there.
McIntyre.
55, Mead. Fresh jersey and all in there as well.
But it was McIntyre with the containment.
Man, but Bob just kept running wide, couldn't find a hole to bounce up into, and Barnesville stopped him for the loss of 1.
So three touchdowns here in the third quarter. Huey's going to avoid the sack. And the pass is incompleted, intended for Morrison. I tell you, Huey's done a great job under duress, keeping some plays alive.
Yeah, he's been able to duck, dive, dip, and dodge for sure here tonight. He's only been sacked the one time, I believe, and I think that was Meade that got him earlier in the game. And he's definitely been under pressure numerous times.
So now Barnesville was 14-0 at the half, but Barnesville has opened it up here in the third quarter with 3 touchdowns. Third down and 11. Huey, he's got time.
He's firing.
Yeah, he's going deep, and it's going to be incomplete. Ball intended.
It was intended
for Lowry.
So again, that was another nice, strong throw, man. I tell you what, he's getting some air under it for sure.
And Train, this will end 3 quarters of play. And Meadowbrook will be punting to start the fourth quarter. Thanks for tuning in to KGP TV for tonight's broadcast. And after 3 quarters of play, your score, it's the Rocks 35, Colts 0. We'll take a timeout and be back for fourth quarter action. Welcome back to Meadowbrook. Started the fourth quarter. Morrison gets a punt off, and it will be fair caught at about the 43-yard line. And again, Morrison's down as he got hit after the punt. And I think the official saying he was pushed into once again. I don't know, but that's always dangerous when the punter extends and he gets hit like that. And let's hope and pray that Cam Morrison's okay.
And in scores of updates for people in the area that are interested, Cambridge leads Coshocton 28-7. And last score I saw, Harrison Central was up 41-20 over Buckeye Trail.
Yeah, Trail was down, I believe, 28-6, got it to 28-20 at the half. They're down, and as they check on Morrison, trained the Meadowbrook volleyball team off to an impressive start.
Yeah, this is, I know a lot of those young ladies now, this is their senior year, and they've done a lot. They've played a lot this summer and have been to a lot of camps and have been challenged by a lot of Division I, and they're Division III, which they've been the past couple of years, I think, Division I, Division II powerhouses, and they've hung and beat a lot of those teams. So Coach Zender definitely is looking for big things out of her girls, and I'm sure the Meadowbrook faithful is hoping they can get a chance of seeing them in the state tournament this year.
Yeah, they were very impressive with their win over Tri-Valley, and if you can't get out there, well, Brittany Rowe is here on the sideline somewhere doing taking pictures, and
I believe she's right outside the 20-yard line there.
All right, and KGP was there the other night taking volleyball pictures, and not a good sign for Meadowbrook, as Cam Morrison, one of the elite players for the Meadowbrook squad, is not being able to put any pressure on his left leg. And like I said, he got drilled while he was extended punting. Nothing malicious, just Couldn't see if he was blocked into or what, but unfortunate there. So prayers are with Cam that.
Yeah, and he's a big part of what Meadowbrook does, both offensively and defensively.
And here's a fumble, and I believe Meadowbrook didn't come up with it, but we have a change at quarterback, and that is Casey Carpenter.
And Kobe Jones was the running back on the play for Barnesville. So.
And Corbin Wise also in the backfield for the Rock. So clock running, 11 minutes. So
the Shamrocks getting a good opportunity here to get some young guys, some experience. It's always great. We can kind of get a little taste of the Friday night lights as backups and JV players as it tosses out to Jones.
And he's going to cut it up, and he's going to get up to about the 48-yard line. There's a penalty behind, and we'll see what the flag holding against Barnesville. And that happened behind the line of scrimmage. So,
and I believe who's that? 66, I believe it is, running off the. Well, we don't have a 66, or is it 68? Austin Steele, I think 68.
Yes.
Austin
Yes.
Steele. I think he was kind of making the call for the officials before they officially made it. I think he was the one that got held. So it's going to be second and what thriving Guernsey County metropolis do you want to say?
I tell you what, we may have to go outside and hey, how about second down and call it Quaker City to go? Carpenter, long throw, and pass is completed to McIntyre. Nice throw by the lefty up to the 35.
And I know there's that little tear in your eyes as you like to toss the old pigskin around left-handed there as your left-handed thrower. So I'm sure he's a kid that you'll probably find after the game and try giving him some pointers.
Anyone who had science in high school growing up, we were all taught at birth everybody's born right-handed, but only the great ones overcome it. So now it's going to be third down and 17, and we are going to have a timeout by the Rocks, 8:56. So, Train, not a better time here. We talked about week 0. Now we're really scrambling for games tomorrow, but there are 3 games Thursday night. So for next week, so we'll hit those. These are games on September the 1st, right? It's the Labor Day weekend starts to hit. Virginia Military travels to Wake Forest, survey says.
Oh, man, it's tough to go against VMI, but I got to go with the Demon Deacons. They've been really improved the past couple years in the ACC.
And I may embarrass myself here. Is it the Broncos of Western Michigan as they will travel to Michigan State?
Yes, it is the Broncos. I think Sparty's going to rebound. They had a couple rocky years, but they're going to pick up the victory against the in-state mid-major kind of like team. And
but I tell you, Spartans had a nice year last year, and after this play, we'll get the big one Thursday night with some local flavor. That's West Virginia at Pittsburgh after this play. Carpenter drops back, 3rd and 17. He throws it deep, and it is, incomplete.
Tell you what, that was another nice toss there. Number 11, Brady McIntyre couldn't come down with it, tried high pointing it, but a good toss from Carpenter there.
Yeah, and that was Mason Blankenship on the one-on-one coverage. That's good to see. Remember, Blankenship limped off the field earlier. So 4th down. So
here we're going to have a punt here. So we got Pitt and West Virginia.
Yeah, at Pittsburgh.
I mean, obviously, Steelers fans know their starting quarterback is playing for the NFL Pittsburgh, but they got that Salvis from USC, I think, is going to be their starting quarterback. So
yes, Slovis, yes. Nice punt.
I think you're going to have to go with the Pitt Panthers there.
All right. And then tomorrow, a couple of big showdowns. Austin P at Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers.
Hey, how can you go wrong with the Hilltoppers? We got to go with the Hilltoppers all the way.
And then the big game in the Big Ten that's being played in Ireland, the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Northwestern Wildcats. That's a high noon kickoff.
Well, I tell you what.
Now, it could be a 8 o'clock at night kickoff in Ireland. I have no idea what time it is.
I think they're 6 hours ahead of us, I think. I think Scott Frost's seat is the opposite of his last name. It's a smoldering hot. If you touch it, you're going to get third-degree burns, and I think it's either now or never for him. He obviously had some good years when he was down at, Florida Atlantic or Central Florida, wherever, one of those smaller schools down in Florida. He was the head coach, and I think that he's going to rebound, and Nebraska's going to have a pretty good year this year, and they're going to pick up the win. Week 0 over the Wildcats.
Yeah, and it's hard to believe next weekend's Labor Day weekend, some big games in the college football. Of course, Notre Dame traveling to Columbus to take on Ohio State.
And I don't really hope Paul Feinbaum is right all the time, but his comments on that game, I hope he's right, as he said, Notre Dame, I think, is ranked in the top 10. He said they're not deserving, and he said they're going to get run week 1 as Huey completes that pass to Blankenship.
Yeah, a little pop pass. Meadowbrook's completed, I think. They've thrown that 4 times and completed 3. And that's another first down for Meadowbrook. Like we said, both teams with a lot of household changes. Huey looking. That pass is incomplete, intended for Lowry, and defended well there by Easton Huntsman.
And like you talked about the rollout and throwing it, that was a tough play. He's rolling it out and trying to throw it across his body. He needs to kind of just take a little second, get his shoulder square a little bit, and fire that pigskin in there. But kind of been under a little distress. He's been pressured a lot tonight, and he wanted to hurry up and get rid of the ball and try making the play. Just came up a little short.
Under 7 minutes remaining. Throw out the McMahon away. He gets a nice block and will get a first down as he will be driven out of bounds there by Logan Craker. But first down, Meadowbrook.
So 12-yard gain by we're going to give him the nickname hanging with Mr. Cooper McManaway.
So Meadowbrook, they would really love to get some points on the board here. Huey going deep. And it is defended nicely, but it is caught. 20-15 in a shoestring tackle.
I believe that was Norman that hauled in the pass.
That was Norman.
And that's a good thing for the Colts there because he left a little banged up earlier, and that's going to be a 38-yard completion.
And that a freshman, that was Hines Ward on the coverage. That was pretty good coverage. It was slightly underthrown. Norman come back and made the catch, and Ford made the shoestring tackle. I believe that's Bop up the middle. He will get it to about the 6.
And it was not Hines Ward. It was Hines Ford, ladies and gentlemen. He may have said Ford on his.
I said Ford, didn't I?
Well, your Arkansas dialect sounded like Ward to me, but
it was Ford.
It was Ford, not Ward. If anybody was confused like me,
Bop will get tripped up there.
So my guess is, young man Hines Ford, his mom or dad or both were big fans of the Steelers and loved number 86 Hines Ward when he played for the Steelers, and that's probably who he's named after.
And here's a Bob taking it over from 4 yards out. Touchdown, Meadowbrook. 5:03 left here in the game, and Meadowbrook's on the board. So Bob takes it in from 4 yards out.
Yep, so Bob now 22 carries, 56 yards, and a touchdown. So,
and that's been a very workmanlike.
He's had to earn every yard he's got here.
And that kick is up and good by Garrett Milam. And Milam, he's a junior. He's kicked some in the past for Meadowbrook. So
Yeah,
Bob
he's
finishes it with a 4-yard TD run.
Yeah, he shows that he's a solid kicker, Milam has. So 35-7. We got 5:03 left in the game. Meadowbrook finally puts a dent in the scoring column as Bop crosses the goal line. So good job there by the Colts on that drive.
And Harrison Central up on Buckeye Trail 48-20. Ridgewood up big on Riverview 35-0 in the third. Cambridge playing on their new turf.
Yeah,
Congratulations to them. It's definitely nice to see them in Buckeye Trail both get theirs, and Cambridge leads Coshocton 35-7 in the fourth.
Yeah, I'm sure McFarland Stadium is packed to the tee there, as a lot of Cambridge former players and people in the community are out there wanting to see that first game on the new turf and new locker rooms, new bleachers.
Onside kick.
And
Meadowbrook's got
and
it.
we're going to have a scrum for it.
They've got it, yes.
And they're going to say Meadowbrook. Who's going to come up with it for Meadowbrook? Didn't see who came up with it.
Yeah, they didn't hold it up like they usually do, but they come up with it.
Usually somebody's celebrating to the tee on it, but
and a couple of heavyweight games going on tonight. Steubenville leading New Philly 36-0 in the fourth.
Wow.
And Wheeling Park up 35-7 over St. Clairsville.
And that may be the only team on the 10 regular season games St. Clairsville plays that actually beats them, because St. Clairsville year in, year out, as Meadowbrook fans know, are just solid.
Huey's pass over the middle, incomplete. And was that Norman?
Pass to Norman, yeah.
Okay. And Bloom Carroll up 28-12 in the fourth over John Glenn. You mentioned New Legs up big over Maysville. That's now 38-12.
And Bloom Carroll, that might bring back names of one of our favorite names of Hobie Scarberry, who graduated last year from Bloom Carroll.
That pass down the middle field for Norman, incomplete as Huey under pressure there. And another local score note, Newcomerstown. They will get their first win of the year. They are up over Bellsville 54-0.
Yeah, so congratulations to Newcomerstown there on that one.
And Train,
it's just funny you bring that up about Newcomerstown. This is their 100th year of Newcomerstown football this year they're celebrating.
Wow.
So, and I believe that was their home opener, because last week they played
at
Shenandoah.
Yes.
So they were kind of having a little ceremony.
And we'll look to get a Shenandoah scores. That pass was intended for McManaway. They had that screen set up nicely, but incomplete, so it'll be 4th down and 10.
Now, I did hear at halftime they were up, I think, 22-0. Shenandoah was
over Shadyside.
So that's a big at least first half for them. Shadyside, another team that's always a perennial powerhouse in small school football around the valley.
How about fourth quarter score now 38-12. Zaps down the middle. Huey pass is intercepted at the 20, 30, 40, 50, and back to the 41-yard line.
I believe it was Carpenter with the interception.
And you would be correct. Bop with probably saved a touchdown there. And, Barnesville, after the onside kick, they came back with some of their horses on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, they wanted to get the stop there
And
for sure.
now, Sal Alvarez is going to leave the field. Starr is going to leave, and Carpenter, that's Casey Carpenter, sophomore. He's going to stay in as a quarterback. So 4.5 minutes left.
And Starr stopped and said something to the freshman Kobe Jones, who's been getting running halfback carries that replacing him. He's probably saying, "Hey, let's run strong here these last 4.5 to go."
And train from it's never too early to promote. 2 weeks from now, on September the 9th, it will be Buckeye Trail's home opener on their new field, and it will be against the Zaps. KGP will be there. It's wow. What a big hit there. And that was by,
I believe, number 70, Javon Black.
yes, it was. Yeah, Javon Black, he is a 6'2", 180-pound sophomore, and boy, he laid the wood there. So, loss of one, clock running. Oh, here's a halfback pass to the Duker, and Duker Costello catches it. He has it down at the 11.
Was that Starr who threw it?
I think it was.
So they brought Starr back in just to do a little trick. So Coach Allen's putting some stuff on film that maybe he should think about saving for later.
But then the other side is that the more you put on film, the more
That
other
people
teams have to
for
prepare
you.
for that. So first down from the 12, 3:18.
There's Jones. First person to meet him was 77 for Meadowbrook, Ethan Hetty.
So it'll be
Gain of 5.
second down. Yeah, it didn't look like he got 5, but was heady with the initial hit, but able
Kept
to
those-
churn for a few more yards.
Kept those legs churning and falling forward. You pick up yardage.
So I formation.
There's Jones again.
Yeah. And Hetty's in there. Also, and also Noah Farley as well.
So it's another gain of 2 more yards for Jones.
So it's going to be third down, and we'll call it about 4 as we're nearing the 2-minute mark. Next week, the Guernsey County Super Bowl, as Meadowbrook will travel to Cambridge. And boy, is Cambridge off to a great start.
Yep.
There's
Toss.
the Jones. He splits a couple of tacklers.
Looks
He's
like
short of the goal line, but that will be a first down. So now Barnesville has it right at the 1-yard line.
Jones has been the guy who's got most of the carries here, minus the 1 halfback pass. Let's see if they go back to him one more time.
Yeah, that's Camden Carpenter, the fullback. And
Oh,
Jones,
somebody lost the helmet
Wow.
in there.
he gets in. Jones gets in. Well, you see that helmet go flying off. You hope it's an empty one.
Yeah, and he was right at the middle, the bottom of that pile, too, on the replay. Javon Black was, so.
So Kobe Jones finishes off with a 1-yard run. 1:18 left.
And the extra points up and good. Back to a 35-point game.
And Train, how about a shout out to our fine sponsors?
Yeah, thank you to Graham Excavating, Westfall Services, Main Screen Printing, G&B Roofing, and Teal Dove Consulting Firm. Want to thank them very much for sponsoring the live stream so we can provide this for you. And anybody who's interested in sponsoring the Meadowbrook football games or Buckeye Trail, you can find Caleb on KGP Sports on Facebook. Some shenanigans, as Call of Team. We're going to go with shenanigans. I like shenanigans.
And want to remind everybody, not that you never want to start blowing through your weekend, but this coming week, be sure to join us on KGP Sports for our Week 3 edition of the KGP pregame show. We'll be looking ahead to the Meadowbrook-Cambridge game, as well as Buckeye Trail lost another tough one tonight as they travel to Barnesville. It'll be Barnesville's home opener. So,
and a little teaser for the fans. We're hoping to have Coach Leak and Coach Norman both on the pregame show. As I don't know what happened there, but I think that tee that he kicked off of traveled just as far as the football, because if you look down at the 21-yard line, that tee sitting there as one of the officials picked it up, and he's getting ball boy for the Shamrocks comes out there and says, "Hey, thank you, sir, I'll take that."
And I believe that was Corbin Sitchna on the return for Meadowbrook. So 1:07 left, 42-7. Barnesville. As Meadowbrook, they're going to flood the right side with receivers as Huey takes the snap, throws it over the middle, pass intended for Norman, incomplete. Hines Ford on the coverage. And I was more concerned about calling them Hines Field.
There you go. Well, people have joked that Hines Ward is going to switch his name to whatever the name of the new field is. I can't even.
Oh, nice pitch and catch there over the 40 to the 45-yard line. And
little in route there.
yeah, Huey hits Norman.
Norman again. Probably got, about 15 on that?
40. No, from the 28.
Okay,
yeah,
16,
to the 44, 16. And this will probably be the last play of the game right here. As Huey throwing long for Norman. He catches it. 30, 20. And he's going to be tackled at the 6-yard line, and time is going to expire. So the game ends on about a
50. We'll go 50 yards on it.
Wow. So that ends your game from Eugene Capers Field here on the campus of Meadowbrook High School. Your final score, Barnesville 42, Meadowbrook 7. We'll take our last time out, come back, give you the individual scoring and stats, and wrap things up here from Byesville here on KGP TV. Welcome back to KGP TV. The Bill Dowler family is coming out, and they are going to present the Bill Dowler Trophy to the victorious Barnesville Shamrocks. So we know this has got to mean a lot to Blake Allen, the head coach of the Shamrocks, as they win the last Bill Dowler Memorial Trophy game between Meadowbrook and Barnesville. But like we said, both teams will be given a trophy to keep, and on there will be engraved the years that they have won it. So down the road, these two teams may hook up in what's been truly one of the great rivalries in our local area. But for right now, due to moving to different conferences and stuff, this is the last one as of now. And we're back. We'll look at the scoring. Barnesville, after turning Meadowbrook over on downs, Barnesville on their first play from their own 42-yard line. Tayson Starr would take it off the left side of the offensive line, find a crease, get in the secondary, and would take it all the way to the house. A 58-yard touchdown run. And then it would be Evan Lowe who would come in and supply the extra point, and Barnesville would jump out to the early 7-0 lead. That would be the way the first quarter would end, as both teams would move the ball between the 20s, but both defenses would come up with key defensive stops. But then, late in the second quarter, Barnesville, it would be C.J. Hannes, their outstanding quarterback, on 4th down and long. He would hit a big pass to the 3-yard line where he would hit Luke Detling, who would catch it right on the sideline and keep his feet in bounds. He would go out at the 3. It would give Barnesville a 1st and goal at the 3, and then it would be C.J. Hannes who would take it in from there, as he would run it up the middle. And it would be Lowe's extra point would be good. And Barnesville would go to the locker room at halftime leading 14-0. And then in the third quarter, it would be all Barnesville, as once again, Tayson Starr on Barnesville's first possession would take it 51 yards to the house. Lowe's extra point was good, and it was 21-0. Then the Barnesville would get the ball back, and they would drive down again, and it would be the fullback, Sal Alvarez, would take it up the middle from about 2 yards out. The extra point by Lowe was good, and Barnesville would lead 28-0. On the next possession, Barnesville would recover a fumble inside the Meadowbrook 10-yard line, and then it would be Camden Carpenter who would run the ball 3 times. The last one would be a 1-yard touchdown run. Lowe's extra point again would split the uprights for a 35-0 lead. Then into the fourth quarter, Meadowbrook would get a big pass completion from Justice Huey to Nick Norman, which would get the ball down inside the 15-yard line, and then Meadowbrook would work their way towards the end zone, and it would be Sam Bopp who would finish the scoring drive off with a 4-yard touchdown run. Garrett Milam's extra point was good, and it made it 35-7, and then Barnesville would finish off the scoring in the waning minutes as Kobe Jones would run it in from 1 yard out. Again, Lowe's extra point was good, and that would end the scoring for the night as Barnesville moves to 2-0 on the season, 2 road victories, and then they head home next week to Shamrock Stadium, where they will host another local rival in the Buckeye Trail Warriors. And for Meadowbrook, Meadowbrook will look to regroup as they get ready to head down to Cambridge for the Guernsey County Super Bowl and Train, before I turn it over to you, we have been asked to give Barnesville Hoops a shout-out, and that's from the head basketball coach of the Barnesville Shamrocks, Jonathan Hines. So, Coach Hines, always great hearing from you, and enjoy your weekend, my man. And now, Train, let's wrap it up with the final stats.
Okay, let's look at rushing. I didn't get the totals added up all the way, but we'll look individually for the Shamrocks rushing. Tayson Starr, 11 carries, 178 yards, 2 touchdowns. C.J. Hannes, 9 carries, 49 yards, and a touchdown. Alvarez had 5 carries, 15 yards, and a touchdown. Carpenter, 5 carries, 24 yards, and a touchdown. Jones, 5 carries, 10 yards, and a touchdown. Duker Costello had I have him for 3 carries, 8 yards. I don't know if he carried the ball that many times. That may be a mistake on my part. Very likely could be. Passing, Hannes led the way, 4 of 9 for 63 yards. I could barely read my writing. And then obviously Carpenter's 1 of 2 for 9 yards, and Starr had that halfback pass completion. I had it down for 32 yards, but my math may have been wrong because I didn't quite get where the line of scrimmage was on the play before that. Costello did have 3 catches, and I have him for 69 yards. Starr had a catch for 3 yards. Detling had 2 catches, 23 yards, and McIntyre had a 9-yard reception. For the Colts, leading the way for them was Sam Bopp, 22 carries, 56 yards, and a touchdown. Cam Morrison had 3 carries, 15 yards. And Justice Huey had 4 carries for 1 yard. And obviously, talking of Cam Morrison, he had that injury there late in the second half, and we wish him well. That's a kid that's so important to Meadowbrook, both offensively and defensively. So you hate to see a kid like him go down, and hopefully he will be get healthy, and hopefully can be back week 3 against Cambridge. Passing for the Colts, Justice Huey was 11 of 27 passing, 101 yards, and Lowry completed the pass for 26 yards on that double pass. Braylon Lowry did for the Colts, leading Meadowbrook. A big second half, some couple big long catches there late. Nick Norman, 5 catches, 120 yards. I think he had 66 yards himself on the last 2 plays of the game. The 16-yard completion on a little in route, and then the deep pass to him that he kind of won a 50-50 ball for 50 yards. Blankenship had 3 catches, 34 yards. Morrison had 3 catches, 31 yards. Cooper McManaway, 1 catch, 12 yards, and Lowry 2 catches for 8 yards. So that's the individual statistics here for the game.
Thank you, Train. And Meadowbrook, like we said, they made some strides tonight from week 1, especially moving the football from the in between the 20s, but just could not have the big plays that we're used to seeing, the big strike ability. But they moved the ball, got some yardage, got some first downs against a outstanding Barnesville defense. But the Shamrocks defense, when it got down 30-yard line on in, the defense really eliminated any chances Meadowbrook had to score. They just couldn't get it, I don't think, inside the Shamrock 20 all night until Sam Bopp on that last drive in the fourth quarter finished it off with a 4-yard touchdown run. And for the Shamrocks, I tell you, man, Tayson Starr, wow, what a big monster game he had. Alvarez, the fullback, only a sophomore, 6'1", 250.
And Starr's only
defensively,
junior too,
yeah,
so.
And just outstanding. Well, Barnesville, they have a lot of playmakers on both sides of the ball. So congratulations to Blake Allen and the Shamrocks. That'll be a lot of fun. Their home opener next week against Trail. And Coach Norman, he'll take a lot of positives from tonight and continue to build as Meadowbrook's going to head to Cambridge, where for the first time in a few years they're going to go in as the underdog in that game. Congratulations to the Bobcats going to 2-0 on the season tonight. And Meadowbrook will give it their best shot next Friday. That ought to be fun. We hope to have Coach Leake and Coach Norman up at our KGP preview show this week, getting you ready for that game. And that kind of wraps things up here. As always, we want to thank the athletic director here at Meadowbrook, Jeff Wheeler, for the hospitality and all the help they do with us. And congratulations to the Rocks as they get a big one tonight, 42-7. So on behalf of our KGP family tonight, a lot of them were out in force: Carson Todd, Brittany Rowe, the producer, and the head honcho, Caleb Graham, my partner in crime, D-Train, Darren McCullough. I'm merely Tom Strasser, wishing everyone a safe and pleasant weekend. And thanks for tuning in on KGP TV. Thank our sponsors. Final score from Barnesville 42, Meadowbrook 7. Have a great weekend, everyone.